Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. I'm Dr. Justin Feldman from Feldman Physical Therapy and Performance, and today we're going to talk a little bit about how to prevent really common running injuries. So as a physical therapist who spends a lot of time working with runners, people always ask us how to prevent injuries. Unfortunately, they're usually asking us how to prevent the injuries after they've already sustained one or dealing with one. So we want to try and get some content out there for you guys about how to prevent them before you have the injury. So first thing that we're going to talk about is warm up and cool down routines. So I enjoy running. I'm also pretty time pinched at times, and so I've been guilty of this myself, where you just sort of are anxious to get going with the run. You're done with the run. You got to get going with your day. And so the first thing that you cut out is that warm up or cool down routine. And we want to try and get everyone to break that habit. So these things do not have to be complicated. At minimum, we're looking for a 5-minute walk for a warm up and a 5-minute walk for a cool down. If you can give me a little bit more for the warm up and make that a 10-minute walk for a warm up, doesn't have to be any more complicated than that. Just walk. And so get out there, start your run. I would rather you spend less time in the actual run. So if you have a set workout you're doing and you have to cut that workout down by a little bit, then don't cut out the warm up or the cool down. Cut it out from the middle part of that workout. Real quick, before we go on to the next tip, if you find this information helpful, useful, please jump down, hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, make sure you share this content out there with your friends. Next up, we're going to talk a little bit about how we progress your running. So we all like to get out there. We're anxious to build our mileage. We're anxious to go faster. We're anxious to get better at what we're doing. And what we want to talk a little bit about now is how you go about progressing that in order to prevent injuries. And so we know about this 10% rule, where we say we don't want to increase your mileage by more than 10% per week over time. We also want to talk about not trying to build mileage and speed at the same time. So if we think about the frequency that you run, so how many days a week you run, we think about the duration you run, how many miles or how much time you run, and then the intensity that you're running. We only want to manipulate one of those factors at a time. So if you're trying to build your mileage up, focus on building your mileage up. That 10% rule is an easy guideline. If you've been running for a long time prior to maybe some time off, then you might be able to increase slightly faster than that. If you are really interested in trying to push the intensity of your runs, trying to go faster, then let's keep your mileage sort of where it is, or maybe even pull the mileage back a little bit while we try to pull that intensity lever and work with that. And by only manipulating one of those three things at a time, it's a great way to prevent injuries and improve your performance over time. Next up, we talk about preventing running injuries. Everybody's favorite topic, strength training. I know what you're thinking. I'm a runner, I like to run, I don't want to mess around with strength training. Well, the thing is that the demands that running puts on your body are really hard to improve upon by only running. And so if you only run, it's really hard to help your muscles, your ligaments, tendons, joints, all those things be ready for the load that they're going to need to absorb when running if all we're doing is running. And so, as much as everybody hates to admit it, we need to get you in the gym. We need to get you doing some strength training. And what we like to do here is pick 2 to 3 exercises that are most important for you. So go for that low-hanging fruit. Pick the things that challenge you and kind of your weaknesses and focus on those. If you're a runner who really loathes that strength training, doesn't like getting into it, then one thing that we like to suggest is do it right after your run. So build it into your plan workout running. So you know you're going to go out, you're going to run, and leave a kettlebell, dumbbell, band, whatever it is you need for your workout right by the door, or by your treadmill. And so when you're done with your run, you can't go on with the rest of your day until you get that strength training in. Okay, last tip, preventing common running injuries, but certainly not least, we want to talk about your shoes. So everybody knows we love talking about shoes here. And the biggest thing when it comes to your shoes is making sure they are fit right for you, making sure that you are not overusing them or trying to squeeze too much out of your shoe. So over time, as the shoe companies have worked really hard to make the material in the shoes lighter so that the shoes are lighter so that you get a better performance out of the shoe, they don't last quite as long. So people who are used to thinking, hey, I used to be able to get 300, 350, 400 miles out of their shoes, we're shooting to get 200, 250 out of those shoes now. But you start to see people getting some breakdown in themselves if they're trying to push too hard in the shoes. The other thing is we like to try to get you to rotate through your shoes. So for every 10, 15 miles a week that you're running, have another pair of shoes. If you're running on back-to-back days, rotate your shoes so that you're not running Monday and Tuesday in the same pair of shoes. That way you give the shoe time for the foam to reinflate all the way, and you're not making the stress on your body as repetitive because the stress will be slightly different on you for every different pair of shoes that you use. So vary those shoes and don't try to squeeze too much out of them. All right, that's what we got for you for today. So hopefully you made it to the end of this video. You find this all helpful. Don't forget, jump down, like the video, subscribe. Questions, anything you want to know, throw it in the comments below, and we'll see you back here next time.